Imagine trying to climb just a few stairs and feeling your legs tremble, or that hesitation you feel before stepping off a curb. Maybe you find yourself saying no to walks you used to love, or relying on a handrail more than you ever thought you would. It's a quiet, frustrating reality that creeps up on many of us as we get a little older. That feeling of losing strength and stability in our legs. It can feel like your legs aren't quite keeping up with the spirit that's still young inside you. That loss of strength, the wobbly feeling, the stiffness. It can take a real toll on your independence and your confidence. It makes simple things feel harder, and the fun things feel out of reach. But what if I told you that this decline isn't inevitable for everyone? What if there was a way to help your legs feel stronger, more stable, and more capable, faster than you might think? It's not about magic, but about giving your body the right tools. Sometimes, the secret isn't in complicated exercises or expensive treatments, but in ensuring you have enough of the essential building blocks your body needs. In this video, we're going to look at 3 specific vitamins that are absolutely crucial for keeping your legs strong and moving well as you get older. These aren't some obscure compounds, but widely available nutrients that many of us just aren't getting enough of. By understanding what they do and how to get them, you can potentially make a real difference in how your legs feel and function. Stick with me, because by the end, you'll understand exactly what these 3 powerhouses are and how they can help you regain some of that youthful spring in your step. Watch to the end for something that will surprise you. Let's dive right into the first one, a nutrient that's absolutely fundamental, not just for your leg strength, but for overall health, especially bone health, which is intimately connected to how strong and stable your legs feel. I'm talking about vitamin D. Now, you might think of vitamin D primarily for bones, preventing things like osteoporosis. And yes, it's incredibly important for that. Strong bones provide the sturdy framework that your leg muscles attach to and work around. But vitamin D's role goes much deeper when it comes to muscle function itself. It has receptors directly on muscle cells, including those all-important large muscles in your thighs and calves that do most of the heavy lifting when you walk, climb stairs, or simply stand up. When you don't have enough vitamin D, these muscle fibers don't function as efficiently. They can become weaker, less coordinated, and more prone to fatigue. Think about it. If the structure the muscle is pulling on the bone is weak, and the muscle itself isn't firing properly because it lacks a key signal, vitamin D, then your legs are facing a double whammy. This can manifest as that feeling of weakness, that difficulty getting up from a chair, or that noticeable decrease in walking speed and stability. Studies have consistently shown a strong link between low vitamin D levels and poor muscle strength, particularly in older adults. It's one of the most common deficiencies out there, especially as we age, for a few key reasons. First, our skin isn't as efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight as it used to be. Second, we often spend less time outdoors, particularly during certain seasons, or if mobility is already becoming a concern. And third, dietary sources of vitamin D are relatively limited. We're not like plants that can just soak up the sun's energy and make our own food. We need external sources. And for vitamin D, that primary external source is sunlight hitting our skin, or specific foods and supplements. So, how do you make sure you're getting enough vitamin D to support those leg muscles and bones? The most natural way is sunlight. Spending some time outdoors with some skin exposed. Maybe 15-20 minutes a few times a week during peak sun hours, though. Be mindful of sunburn. Of course, especially in stronger sun, can help your body produce it. However, this is often insufficient, especially in winter months. At higher latitudes, or if you use sunscreen regularly, which you should, this is where diet and supplementation become crucial. Dietary sources include fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines. Think about incorporating these into your meals a couple of times a week. Other sources include fortified foods like milk, orange juice, and some cereals. But the amount of vitamin D added can vary. So check the labels. Eggs, particularly the yolks, contain a small amount, as do certain mushrooms exposed to UV light. But honestly, relying solely on diet to get optimal levels of vitamin D, especially for older adults, is very difficult. This is why many health professionals recommend supplementation. It's often the most reliable way to ensure you're consistently getting enough. The typical recommendation for adults over 50 is often around 800 to 1,000 international units IU per day. But it's always best to talk to your doctor. They can measure your current levels with a simple blood test and recommend a dose that's right for you. Taking a daily vitamin D supplement, perhaps with your largest meal of the day since it's a fat-soluble vitamin and absorbs better with some fat, can make a significant difference over time. It's not an overnight fix. Nothing truly beneficial is, but consistently providing your muscles and bones with the vitamin D they need is a foundational step towards regaining strength and confidence in your legs. Imagine feeling that little bit more bounce, that little bit less effort required to stand up or tackle those stairs. That's the kind of difference adequate vitamin D can help facilitate by supporting the very structure and function of your leg powerhouses. It's about building that foundation from the ground up. Or, in this case, from the bone and muscle cells up. Ensuring you have enough vitamin D is perhaps the single most important step you can take when it comes to supporting the physical framework and the contractile power of your legs as you age. It's the starting point, the anchor, for building and maintaining that strength and stability we're talking about. But vitamin D isn't working alone in this mission to keep you moving freely and confidently. It needs partners, other essential nutrients that play different, but equally vital, roles in muscle and nerve function. And one of those partners is a vitamin that's a bit more complex, involved in energy production and keeping those crucial nerve signals flowing smoothly to your leg muscles. While vitamin D is busy strengthening the framework and helping muscle fibers respond, there's another set of vitamins, the B vitamins, that are absolutely essential for the energy your leg muscles need to contract and the nerve signals that tell them when and how to contract. Among these, vitamin B12 stands out as particularly critical for older adults, and its deficiency can absolutely contribute to leg weakness, numbness, tingling, and even balance problems. Vitamin B12 is vital for nerve health. Your brain communicates with your leg muscles through a complex network of nerves. These nerves are covered in a protective sheath called myelin, kind of like the insulation on an electrical wire. B12 is essential for maintaining this myelin sheath. When you're deficient in B12, this sheath can break down, causing nerve signals to slow down, become scrambled, or even stop. This can lead to that feeling of pins and needles, numbness, or weakness in your legs and feet. You might notice your legs feeling heavy, or that it takes more effort to lift them or move them quickly. It can also affect proprioception, your body's ability to know where its limbs are in space without looking, which is crucial for balance and coordination. Poor balance is a major risk factor for falls. And weak, poorly coordinated legs are a huge contributor to poor balance. Furthermore, B12 plays a key role in the production of red blood cells, which carry oxygen throughout your body, including to your hard-working leg muscles. If your muscles aren't getting enough oxygen, they fatigue faster and can't perform as well. Think about trying to run while holding your breath. Your muscles just don't have the fuel. B12 helps ensure that oxygen delivery system is running smoothly. Now, getting enough B12 can be tricky for older adults. As we age, our stomach produces less stomach acid, which is necessary to release vitamin B12 from the protein in food. We also produce less intrinsic factor, a protein made in the stomach that's needed for B12 absorption in the small intestine. This is why B12 deficiency is surprisingly common in people over 50, even if they eat foods that contain it. The primary dietary sources of vitamin B12 are animal products, meat, poultry, fish, eggs, and dairy. For vegetarians and vegans, Obtaining enough B12 is much more challenging and almost always requires supplementation or relying heavily on fortified foods. For everyone, regardless of diet, the absorption issue with age is a real concern. So, relying solely on diet might not be enough to correct or prevent a deficiency if your absorption is compromised. The symptoms of B12 deficiency can be insidious and mistaken for other age-related issues: fatigue, weakness, memory problems, and yes, those neurological symptoms in the legs and feet like numbness, tingling, burning sensations, and difficulty walking steadily. If you've experienced any of these, it's definitely worth discussing B12 levels with your doctor. Like vitamin D, a simple blood test can reveal your status, if a deficiency is found, or if you have risk factors for poor absorption, like using certain medications for heartburn or diabetes, or having had stomach surgery. Your doctor might recommend a high-dose oral supplement, a sublingual under-the-tongue form that bypasses some of the digestive issues, or even B12 injections, which are very effective because they go directly into the bloodstream. Making sure your body has enough B12 isn't just about preventing anemia. It's fundamentally about ensuring your nerves are healthy and communicating effectively with your leg muscles, and that your muscles have the energy delivery system they need to function properly. Think of B12 as the electrician and the fuel delivery driver for your legs, ensuring the signals are strong and clear, and the energy is flowing. Addressing a potential B12 shortfall can make a tangible difference in reducing nerve-related discomfort in your legs and improving their overall responsiveness and strength. It works hand in hand with vitamin D, D for the structure and basic muscle function, and B12 for the power and communication lines. But there's one more crucial vitamin we need to talk about, often overlooked, that plays a really interesting role, particularly in how your muscles handle calcium and how your blood flows. Both vital for strong, working legs. So, we've talked about vitamin D building the foundation and helping muscles work, and vitamin B12 powering the nerves and energy delivery. Now, let's look at a vitamin that helps ensure things are running smoothly at a more microscopic level, specifically how calcium is handled in your body and the health of your blood vessels that supply your legs. I'm referring to vitamin K, specifically vitamin K2. You might know vitamin K primarily for its role in blood clotting. That's mostly vitamin K1 found in leafy greens like spinach and kale. While important, it's vitamin K2 that has a more direct impact on bone health and potentially muscle function and circulation, which are all critical for strong legs. Vitamin K2's main job is to activate certain proteins in the body. One of these is osteocalcin, which helps bind calcium into your bone matrix, making bones stronger. This ties back to vitamin D. Vitamin D helps you absorb calcium. But vitamin K2 helps make sure that calcium gets into your bones where it belongs, rather than depositing in soft tissues like arteries. Stronger bones, as we discussed, provide better support for your muscles. Another protein activated by vitamin K2 is matrix GLA, protein MGP. This protein helps prevent calcium from building up in your arteries and other soft tissues. Why is this important for your legs? Healthy, flexible arteries mean better blood flow to your leg muscles. Your muscles need a constant supply of oxygen and nutrients, especially when you're using them to walk or climb. If the arteries in your legs are stiffened or narrowed by calcium deposits, blood flow can be restricted. This can lead to that feeling of cramping, fatigue, or pain in your legs, particularly when you walk, a condition sometimes called claudication. Good blood flow is absolutely essential for muscle performance and recovery. Getting enough vitamin K2 from diet alone can be a bit more challenging than K1, especially with a typical Western diet. K2 is found in fermented foods like natto, a Japanese fermented soybean dish, which is a very rich source. But perhaps not everyone's cup of tea. Certain cheeses, and egg yolks. Some is also produced by the bacteria in your gut, but the amount can vary, because dietary sources are less common and our bodies might not produce enough. Ensuring adequate vitamin K2 is another piece of the puzzle for supporting leg health as you age. While research is still evolving on the direct impact of K2 on muscle strength itself, its crucial roles in bone strength and vascular health are undeniably important for overall leg function and the ability to be active without pain or fatigue. Think of vitamin K2 as the traffic controller for calcium and a caretaker for your blood vessels. It helps direct calcium to where it's needed your bones and helps keep your arterial highways clear and flexible, so blood can flow freely to power your muscles. Combining adequate vitamin D for calcium absorption and bone strength. Vitamin B12 for nerve health and energy. And vitamin K2 for ensuring calcium goes to bones and keeping arteries clear. Creates a powerful synergy to support your leg health. It's not just about having strong muscles, it's about having a strong framework, clear communication lines, efficient energy delivery, and good circulation to those muscles. Together, these three vitamins address multiple interconnected aspects of leg function that can decline with age. They work together to help you feel more stable, reduce discomfort, and increase your capacity to move around. It might sound like a lot to think about, but focusing on these key nutrients is a highly effective, foundational step you can take. And honestly, understanding how they work together is the surprising part I mentioned earlier. It's not just about one magic pill, but a combination approach that addresses the different needs of your bones, nerves, muscles, and circulation. It highlights just how interconnected everything is in your body and how giving it the right micronutrients can have far-reaching positive effects, particularly on those hard-working legs that carry you through life. So, we've explored vitamin D, the cornerstone for bone strength and muscle response. Vitamin B12, the vital nutrient for nerve communication and energy supply. And vitamin K2, the unsung hero for bone quality and healthy circulation to your muscles. It might seem like a lot to take in, but the core message is simple. These three vitamins play distinct yet interconnected roles in keeping your legs strong, stable, and comfortable as you get older. Vitamin D ensures your bones are sturdy and your muscle fibers are receiving the right signals. Vitamin B12 keeps the communication lines between your brain and muscles clear and powered up, while also ensuring oxygen delivery. And vitamin K2 helps steer calcium to where it belongs in your bones and keeps your blood vessels open and flexible for optimal blood flow. Together, they create a powerful support system for your lower body. Remember that feeling of hesitation or the struggle with stairs we talked about at the beginning? Focusing on these essential nutrients is a practical, actionable step you can take to start pushing back against those challenges. It's not about turning back time entirely, but about optimizing your body's natural ability to maintain strength and function. Think about the everyday things you want to do more easily. Walking further without getting tired legs. Being able to stand longer while chatting or cooking. Feeling more confident on uneven ground. Or perhaps even getting back to a hobby you loved that required more stability. Ensuring adequate levels of vitamin D, B12, and K2 can make a real difference in helping you achieve those goals. It's about empowering your body with the tools it needs to perform at its best, at every age. Of course, nutrition is just one piece of the puzzle, but it's a fundamental piece that is often overlooked or insufficient in our diets as we age. Combining smart nutrition focused on these key vitamins with regular, appropriate physical activity, things like gentle walking, strength exercises tailored for seniors, or balance training, creates the most potent recipe for strong, healthy legs. But you have to provide the building blocks first. You wouldn't try to build a house without materials. And you can't expect your body to maintain muscle and bone strength without the essential nutrients it requires. Start by considering your diet. Are you getting regular exposure to sunlight? Are you including foods rich in these vitamins for many? As we discussed, supplementation is a reliable way to bridge the gap, especially for vitamin D and B12 due to absorption issues or limited dietary sources. Talking to your doctor about testing your levels and discussing appropriate supplementation is a really smart step. They can help you figure out what's right for your individual needs and health status. Please don't feel discouraged if you're already experiencing weakness or discomfort in your legs. It's never too late to start supporting your body. Small, consistent steps, like focusing on these 3 vitamins and incorporating gentle movement into your routine, can lead to significant improvements over time. Be patient with yourself. Celebrate the small victories and know that you are taking positive action for your health and independence. Reclaiming strength in your legs is about reclaiming a bit more freedom, a bit more confidence, and a bit more joy in your daily life. What are your thoughts on this? Have you experienced improvements in leg strength or stability by focusing on specific nutrients? Or do you have questions about incorporating foods or supplements into your routine? I'd love to hear from you and learn from your experiences. Please share your thoughts or questions in the comments section below. It helps build a supportive community here. If you found this information helpful and encouraging, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps others find this valuable content. And if you want to learn more practical, easy to understand tips for living your best life at every age, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I share new videos regularly on health, wellness, and aging well, designed specifically for you. Remember, feeling strong and capable in your legs isn't just about getting around. It's about maintaining your independence, pursuing your passions, and enjoying your life to the fullest. By paying attention to these key vitamins, vitamin D, vitamin B12, and vitamin K2, you are investing in your ability to live actively and vibrantly. You have the power to make positive changes. Starting today, live your best life at every age.